Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to this channel. Today we have an incredible guest, Marcus Juice Dog Hart, and he has done multiple juice fasts. We have some sort of absolute expert in the house for you guys. And he's actually, I think, on day 49 today of his current juice fast. So we're going to find out why he does these, what benefits he gets, and what the heck is going on. So, hey Marcus, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jillian?
I'm amazing. You're in Louisiana. I'm in Miami. Life is good. God is with us. Amazing viewers are with us. So, day
Yes.
49, take us through. At first, maybe let us know. Like you told me before we got on, I didn't know you've done so many juice fasts, 20 days. You've even done 202 days at one point, and you've
Yeah.
done multiple different length juice fasts. So,
Yeah.
why, first of all, what makes you do them and what have been the benefits?
Okay. So first things is first, I'm Marcus Juice Dog Hart. Thank you, Jillian, so much for having me on. Thank you so much to everyone that's here, that's watching, etc. So my juicing journey has been amazing. It has started back when I got sick when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, maybe. I'm 39 now. And I got sick with prostate issues, right? So I had prostatitis, which was an issue, or which is an issue in the prostate gland. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. My doctor figured it out through a series of testing, and that's what started me on my journey of juicing. And so this was back in, ooh, Jesus, I want to say I graduated in 2004. This had to be around 2005 or somewhere from there like that when my journey started. And I got sick then, and I started going through these series of issues with urination problems. And my doctor was saying that it was a urinary tract issue at first. And we went through testing of that and found out that that was not the issue. And then eventually we figured out that it was a prostate issue. And I didn't know what a prostate was at the time because I'm a young kid, not knowing what's going on. And so I figured out that it was inflammation in the gland, and I ate a lot of spicy foods. I drank a lot of caffeinated beverages, etc. So those types of things were contributing factors into my issue, right? And so to speed the story up, to not make it so long and drawn out, what happened was I went through doctor after doctor after doctor, and that did not work for me, right? And so I got on the internet and I started doing the thing that we all do, Google. And I started like looking into these crazy things of can a 20-year-old at the time kid be healed from prostatitis? And that sounds crazy and weird, but that's exactly what I did. And so when I did that, guess what popped up, Jillian?
Wow.
Chinese doctors.
Wow.
Chinese doctors popped up. And so Dr. Wu and Dr. Patty were two doctors that I had during my time of going through my prostate issues at the time. And Dr. Wu was the first doctor that I dealt with, and he helped me tremendously with herbs and through remedies, and then Dr. Patty, etc. And so then I started, he connected me with a guy named Dennis Bellin, which is one of my good friends. He's still one of my good friends today. He's a Canadian guy. He's from Saskatchewan, Canada, one of my great friends that stuck with me through the years. And he introduced me to him because I couldn't understand Dr. Wu's language, speaking in Chinese, and
Mm.
I can only understand his emails. And so his emails came in at crazy times because, we're in two different time zones. So I didn't know that at the time. And I'm just like, man, why is he sending messages at weird times? And so when I got him, it was still hard for me to understand. And so he directed me to Dennis Bellin, which was a Canadian guy that was dealing with the same issues. And at first I was hesitant because I'm just like, man, I don't know about this, man. I ain't never seen a doctor give me information to another patient and allow me to talk to him to have validation of him. So I was like, okay, guys, let's see what this is about. So I did. And it was amazing, man. Mr. Dennis helped me out so much. And I started eating healthier. I didn't understand what alkalinity was. I didn't understand what acidity was. I didn't even know what a prostate was. And so I learned all these things going through my illness that I had at the time. And so that started me to eating salads, eating fruits, eating vegetables, eating nuts and seeds, and doing smoothies at the time. And so I'm from the South. Of course, you said I'm from Louisiana, you from Miami. So we both from two different types of cultures, and those two different types of cultures are very obvious. So you have the diversity there in Miami. I have here a culture that's Cajun, and we love spices and seasonings, and we love what they call good food and these types of things here. And that's huge for me. And I bring this name up, which is Shane Sterling, which is my coach, because he is one that's an advocate for being one that is going against the grind, right? Or the grid, or should I say, for the people that are doing the hard things. I'm doing the hard thing, which is being in the South, in a place where they love seafood, and I don't eat seafood. I don't eat meat. I don't eat any junk food, anything of that magnitude. And this was a tremendous step for me because coming from where I come from, the culture is eating seafood, eating spicy foods, eating boudin, all that type of stuff that's here in the South, and I don't do any of those things. And so for me to be where I am today, doing what I'm doing through juicing and all that stuff from this journey is simply amazing and sensational, and an accomplishment that is up there in the raptors, should I say, for many. So that's what really got me started is my prostate issues, and I started juicing, and then in 2018 is when I did my 202 days. That's the longest fast that I've ever done. So I did 202 days there, and I didn't intend to. So I really was thought out to do just really about 30 days mentally at first. And then I was like, you know what? My best friend at the time, he owned a vegan restaurant locally, which is vegan friendly foods, is not here anymore, but it was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he's like, man, bro, like, dude, you saying you're gonna do 30 days? I'm like, yes. He was like, man, you know what would be crazy? I was like, what? He was like, if you do 60 days. And I was like, 60, man, 60? I'm like, man, come on, really 60? He was like, yeah, man. I looked at the calendar, Jillian, and I was like, wait, 61 days, I think, would be on my birthday. So let me do this. And I like doing crazy hard things. And so I'm just like, I like to do things and I get off on doing things that other people can't do. Sound
Mhm.
crazy, but that's what mentally fuels me, like to know that I'm doing things that the average person can't do, and I get off on that, and I'm weird like that. I have the Kobe Bryant mentality, even though I don't like Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. I have his mindset of using crazy things to fuel me and propel me and push me to the next level. So in a nutshell, that's what did it for me. And the 202-day fast was amazing. When I tell you next level, I've never had such mental clarity. I mean, I literally seen God, literally. And I'm just being honest. That may sound funny, but I'm being real because whenever you disconnect from all of this chaos and
Mhm.
this normalcy that they think is normal, which is life that we think is life, you be able to see something different. And that different is peace, because you're able to really see what God was really showing us in Genesis 1 and 29 when he says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations and the fruit shall be for your meat. So I learned on that journey that I can do anything really, like Philippians 4 and 13 says. I really learned what that scripture meant when it comes down to the food side and the health side, is that if you can control your tongue and you can control what you put in your mouth, you can control your life and anything else. So that's pretty much what it was for me on that juice fast. And I do them because it fuels me to stay on the path because of all of the things I've been through. It fuels me to continue to be the example because of my family is a sick family. My mom and my dad both had cancer. My mom had stage 3, almost stage 4 fast eating breast cancer, and I helped her through that. My dad had stage 3 of colorectal cancer or whatever, and I helped him get through that as well. Of course, they both still took the chemo and the radiation, but I helped them both get through those things, and that is what keeps me. And then my purpose that God has given me on this earth to help His people to lead them back to Him through the food, because that's where we are missing it at. We are not putting the right things in our body to be able to have the type of quality life that God has sought out for us to have. And so that's what keeps me. That's the reason why I do it. And that's my experience with my juice fast on my 202 days.
And what a difference you probably feel, right? Then versus before with the lifestyle before and before when you were getting the prostate problems and all that too.
Yeah. So, like, whenever I was eating all of this crazy stuff, and I was trying not to even go there with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real. Like I used to be the worst eater. Like I look like a small guy. Yes, I've always been small. I've never been this small because I'm fasting now. Of course, I'm on 49 days of
Hmm.
nothing but juice. And before this, I was on 240 days of nothing but fruit. And I've been vegan now for 19 plus years. I've been raw vegan now officially for, I've been on, I did fruit for 240, did, is it 279 days now? I think 40 plus 49 and 249 into 40, that should be 279 or 280, somewhere from there like that. I've been raw vegan now that amount of time, and this is a new accomplishment for me. And so the comparison is no comparison. Like when I was vegan, I
Hmm.
was doing all kind of stuff, eating vegan burgers, eating vegan this, vegan that, and it was trash. And I was originally doing majority raw stuff, but then I would do some vegan foods that were not completely raw, like pasta dishes and stuff like that. But mainly I ate a lot of salads, fruits, nuts, seeds, and smoothies. But then I would have my little cooked foods. And the way I feel now versus then is just not even comparable because back then I would eat healthy, but it wasn't like this type of healthy. And I felt good, but now I feel great. So that's the comparison. It went from feeling like good to like great. Like, because the reason is because I'm actually getting live foods now. Like my mental clarity is sharp and like my energy is through the roof. My skin is going to a whole nother level. Even from the times that I thought my skin was good then, but now it's going to a whole different level. And it's
Mm.
just like the breathing levels are better. Like my hair is growing like crazy. Like my hair is super thick and long. And like my skin is getting better. Like I
Which is
used to
great because you
have,
think a lot of people would think, oh, with all this fasting and all people would think the opposite with the hair, right? So that's good.
dude, my hair is getting crazy long, and I thought about wearing it out today, but I just got in these hat trends lately. But yeah, like my prostate has gotten better for sure. Like when I went to the doctor years back, um, they would check my prostate and it would be swollen. It would be, I used to have to go through these crazy series of having like, and this is a little TMI, but having these scopes go down inside the private area. And when I tell you, Jillian, that is not for the weak. And when I tell you that is
I
not
bet.
something that you want to be doing because it is extremely painful. And that was the worst, one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life is going through those things. And just being able to get through those things and get on this side of life, which is the best side, is amazing because I used to eat horrible. Like when I say horrible, horrible. And when I tell you in the South, they say the South is where it's at when it comes down to food, it is. But at the same time, it's an addiction and it's a drug. And I'm glad and grateful that I'm away from it because I used to have pork chop breakfast twice a day, and that's at one
Pork
house.
chops for breakfast?
Yes, Lord Jesus. Pork chop breakfast twice a day. I'm telling you, go to
What?
Waffle
That's
House.
crazy. That's another level. Like that's just like, oh my gosh, just that's just like, you know what? Thank God you shifted paths. Like who knows where you'd be right now if you didn't shift paths then. If you were eating like that, you know what I mean?
Man, listen, if you only knew, I'm telling you, listen, this is quick. I used to get for breakfast, I used to go to Waffle House and get what's called a pork chop breakfast. And you get two big old pork chops. I ain't talking about no small ones, the big ones. And then I get scrambled eggs with that. Then I would get grits with that. Then I put cheese in those grits, and then I will have a waffle to go with that. Okay, and then after I do that, a couple hours later, I'm eating out or something at work, and then after that, when I get off work, I'm going to McDonald's and I'm getting what it was, a double quarter pounder with cheese and
Oh,
a Sprite. Okay. And then after I do that, I'm going back to Waffle House at about 9 or 10 o'clock that night, and I'm getting another pork chop breakfast.
oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Yes. And then I'm eating chips in between that, like Doritos and eating Frito Lay chips. And man, I'm telling you, cause
I would be
listen,
throwing up.
it was crazy. That
Like,
is
oh,
just a
so when you shifted for the real foods, the raw foods, the juices, like how long did it take you to feel good and how long did it take you to get over the addictions? Because I think that's hard for a lot of people, you know?
yeah. So I'll say this. I started off with baked chicken, green beans, corn, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Now, you know, we thought that was healthy. That was trash. So I started off doing that. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to shift to more vegetables. And so it took me some years. I'm not gonna lie, because
Hmm.
being from the South is hard. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really hard because of the culture. So I come from one of those strong cultures like the Jamaicans, like where they believe in their dishes and they love their wild fish and they love their plantains and all this type of stuff. They love that good food, that wok stuff, like with us with the dishes like that. So it was hard to break that. So it took me some years. It literally took me some years. I've been on this journey 19 years, but majority of those years, it took me just about all of those years to where I'm at today to literally get to a place to where I can actually shake this completely. Because like all of my years of vegan haven't been completely squeaky clean. Ain't no sitting here acting like I'm a saint because I haven't been a saint.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like I literally, and we all that's been vegan can be real with ourselves and say we have not been doing everything we're supposed to do for real, for real. Like we've been lying. Like some of us. Now I keep it real because I tell the truth in public. I don't hide nothing. But I actually did like 6, 7 maybe years squeaky clean, like out of them 19. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Jill. Like I literally made one of the biggest mistakes in my life this past year. And that's what's motivating me right now to just go to this next level. And what it is that, and I really didn't mean to go here
Well,
with
then
this,
it's
but
not a mistake. Whatever you're about to tell us, it's not a mistake then, because it's going to elevate you to another level better, right? So these
yeah,
mistakes, we're like, oh my God, if you make a mistake, but then it's going to elevate you to another level.
yeah, I agree 1000%. It is what it is. I'm gonna just be real, straight up. And what happened with me, and this is gonna help a lot of people because transparency is everything. What happened with me is, and I'm still living through this, is like I've been through a lot of relationship issues, right? A lot of relationship problems. And I've gone through those relationships with people that didn't have the same lifestyle as me, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm 39 now. I've only been in like three relationships really realistically in my real life, like not the little play life, high school, junior high stuff. I'm talking like the real life. I've only been through like really three relationships. And one young lady I dated, she was a vegan, but she wasn't on the level of vegan that I am and the expertise that I have. And it kind of put me in a place where I started like kind of like crawfishing, going backwards because I started falling into that new age vegan trend, which is
Hmm.
vegan burger,
Hmm.
the Burger King Impossible Whopper. I never ate a processed burger in my whole life
Is that
until
even good? I've never had that Impossible
2020.
Burger. Does it taste
Trash,
good? Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
You ain't missing nothing, nothing. Don't even waste your brain to think about it. Like literally, like
No, I
Beyond
wouldn't have
Meat
it
is
anyway, but I've
better.
just always wondered, are they even good? You know?
No, it's all
No.
right. Like the Beyond Burger was the better one that's healthier. Not the Impossible tasted a little bit better, but the Beyond was healthier. That's just saying on that level because it's not healthy at all because it's
Yeah.
so processed. But anyway, I started eating like that in 2020 and it messed me up, like literally messed me up. And because I was old school vegan, I would make all my own food. I'm telling you, my family would tell you, I go to family gatherings, they eating whatever I'm eating, what I'm eating. I done ate already, so I'm coming there for the vibes. I'm doing this right here, just drinking tea.
Hmm.
Like, I'm drinking juice and they doing all that. And I don't partake in all that. And so when I started dating this young lady in, I want to say 2019, coming off of my 200 and something day fast, I started dating her and I started doing things that I normally wouldn't do. I started eating vegan burgers. I started eating vegan pizza. I started making all kind of wraps from all this processed bread and stuff, and it messed my stomach up. And guess what happened to me? I ended up getting H. pylori. I ended up having H. pylori in the stomach, and just literally it's something I'm just getting over. And like literally that messed me up. And like I dated a young lady for a long time. She was a good young lady. She just didn't believe in she believed in what I did and who I was, but she just wasn't with it. And I didn't force her or anything like that. And that had me like kind of like being straddling the fence because you know you're in a divided house. And so it's like you over here doing this, I'm over here doing that. And it's like it's not gonna work. And so that caused me to have a lot of issues and not really fully commit to the lifestyle. And so then I dated this young lady I recently dated. She was open to whatever I did, but just not her being a part of it. And so that allowed me to have a pondering moment. I really liked her. I loved her. I loved her kids and stuff like that. And she was a phenomenal person and all that good stuff. Kids are great. I still love them. And it was like she wasn't gonna do it. So I'm just like, dang, I really like her, so I want to make her feel comfortable because I'm the type of person I've always been a people pleaser, and that's been one big issue with me. And I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna take one for the team. And I took one for the team, Jill. And when I tell you it was the worst decision I ever made, which is I went back to eating meat. And I didn't want to
Yeah.
do it. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it at all. And I did it only because I wanted to fit this person into my life
See, that's how
and
we know it's
make
like
them
not the
feel
right
more comfortable.
relationship then, right? Sorry to interrupt you, but that's how we know it's not the right
No,
relationship
no,
then,
you
right?
good.
If we're
You good.
compromising on those things. Yeah.
No, you good. You free. But I did that and that was the worst decision I ever made. And I wish I would have never done it. And the reason why is because I took a hit on my platform, like because people, they trust me because they know I'm a real person. I don't hide anything, and I'm straightforward. And I told them, listen, I'm going to do a case study. I'm going to do a trial on me for a year, less than a year, and see where it goes. And so I actually did almost, I think I did about close to a year or whatever like that, somewhere close. And it was the worst experience I ever had in my life, and not because I felt bad. No, because even when I did do it, I still stayed clean in the meat world way of doing it. I never ate out like burgers from McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. I never done none of that trash. I just did all my own food. I had my lady that at the time cook all my food for me. I ate wild caught salmon. I ate organic chicken. I ate mainly wild caught salmon. I did a lot of smoothies, juices. Still did all my plant based stuff and I still didn't, it was miserable. Like, because I just felt like I was being someone that I wasn't. And I'm just like, man, you tripping. Like, what are you doing? In the back of my head, I'm just like, bro, like, this ain't it, man. Like, I'm embarrassed because I'm just like, man, people done heard me talk against meat and now I'm eating it again. Like, but people still love me and still with me because they trust my decisions and what I do.
Hmm.
And it's because they love me. And then you know how it is. You're a well-known person and you know how it is. People are going to be with you if they're with you, but at the same time, you have to be in your truth at the same time as well. And my truth was that I was doing this just for a case study in a sense, because I knew in the back of my head, this ain't it. And I knew that some kind of way God was going to bring me back to him, which is what we're talking about, healthy living. And so when I did that, whenever me and her broke up and God brought me back to him again, Jillian, listen, this has been the best experience of my life, being back to God, being back to my platform, back to my roots. And when I tell you, I look you in the camera, Linda, listen, Linda, really close. I'm never going back to ever doing that again. It ain't no one on this planet will ever have me to ever compromise in my belief and what I stand for in any relationship. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost you are. I don't care if you're tall. I don't care if you're short. If it ain't God, it ain't me. If it ain't raw vegan, it ain't me because I will die being this way for the rest of my life. And I understand better now because I've been able to go back to meat twice in my life. It never changed. It was never a better taste. It was never a better experience. It was the same old things. It was the same thing, which is like feeling tired, sluggish, bad skin. My skin got terrible. Like my issues start peaking back again. Like I started dealing with foam in the urine again. I started dealing with bloating like crazy and just it was crazy, man. Like so
Wow.
never
Well, good for
again.
you
Ever.
coming back to the other side and just staying true to yourself, right? And good for you being honest. And do you think like is
Yeah.
that so that relationship broke apart then, I'm guessing, right? And
Yeah.
would you date somebody now who eats meat, or do you think they'd have to have the same lifestyle as you, or it still could work with somebody who eats meat? I
I'll just say this. Because Bobby, I'm sure you know Bobby Smith. That's my
love
brother.
Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my brother. Me and Bobby are really good friends. And he put a post up. I think it was Bobby put a post up on his page. It may have been Tiger, somebody put it up on his page. And he said, "Would you date someone?" Or it could have been, no, it might have been my girl, Lachey Taylor. It might have been Lachey. One of them, somebody, they posted it. And it was like, could you date someone that's not plant-based? And I was like, I'm just here for the comments. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to comment. And so, excuse me, I was like, looking at all the comments, people saying, most people was like, no, 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 no. And then I seen people like, well, it depends, it depends, it depends, it depends, it depends, it depends, it depends. I'm saying to myself, see, that's that compromising spirit again. I'm not compromising. No, it's not a discussion for me. If you're not going to be at least plant-based, at the bare minimum, you got to be plant-based at least if you want to enter the conversation of even me having you as my lady, that's the only way it's going to happen because what I've learned is, Julian, if you let someone come into your life and feel like they are your prize, then that's where you fail. Because the reason why I say that is you have to make sure that when someone enter your space that they respect you through the way that you respect yourself.
Mm,
Because if you respect yourself first and love yourself first, the person that comes into your life will learn and know automatically, not learn, they will know automatically how to treat you, how to love you, how to respect you because of your demeanor, because of your swagger and your confidence, not arrogance, but your confidence and your swagger that says, I love me, I love myself, I have boundaries. I stand for something. Like my old pastor used to say, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Like
hmm
people are so delusional, people are so divided, they're so mentally messed up. They don't know which way to go, they don't know who to believe, they don't know what direction they're headed in. I'm the type of person that I love to know where I'm going. I love to
hmm
have vision. I love to have goals, and the average person just not that person. And so I just can't date someone that don't have the mindset I have because what is going to happen is you're going to have arguments all the time. You're going to be secretively, well, not secretively, you're really going to be being shady. Like when they eating something out of business eating and they constipated and can't go to the bathroom, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's what you get. You shouldn't be eating that meat anyway.
And
And
any
that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? And then it causes
I hear what you're
problems. And
saying.
then,
I hear what you're
know,
saying. And
so
any
you're
advice for
never
some,
going to be on the same page.
yeah, and true, yeah. And any advice for somebody to get out of a relationship that maybe is not working for them or maybe is, toxic, bad relationship? Because even so, when people know that you can still have attachments and you can still love the person, it can be hard still to get out of those relationships. So any advice since you've bounced out of a few of these?
This is what I would tell you. Believe it or not, Julie. This is going to blow your mind. Well, it may not blow your mind because I think you may get the drift now that I'm a church boy. I'm a church guy. My family is well known all over Louisiana for music, for preaching. My mom and dad are preachers. All my uncles and aunts are pastors, evangelists, etc., musicians, singers, and I'm a musician. And so I'm a firm believer in the Most High. And so listen, every time your boy go on a fast, you know what happens? This is what happens. People, God, look, God says, you know what that means, right? Gotta go. And a
hmm
lot of times when you are a special person, when you are peculiar, because The Bible says that we are a royal priesthood. We are a holy nation. We are a peculiar people. So that means that we are set apart. See, the lifestyle that we're supposed to be having is what's called a transformational or a raw transformational lifestyle. That's what Genesis 1 and 29 talks about. Revelations 22 and 2, Ezekiel 47 and 12. That tells you about the herbs. That tells you about the fruit being from meat. And what I'm telling you that is that the Bible says some things only come through by fasting and praying. And every time I go on a fast,
Mm.
he ends up removing people. And he ends up removing not just people in my life as a partner, but people around me that means no good, or any people that God didn't intend to be in my circle or whatever. He removes those people. So all I'm saying, my answer to that question is prayer, fasting, because he opens your mind. He opens up your higher calling. He opens up your ability to be able to have clear cognition, to be able to hear his voice, because a lot of times you're not able to hear him when you're distracted. When you're in relationships, you're distracted a lot of times. When you're not with someone that is lighting fire behind you to support you, when you're not with someone that's supporting your vision and pushing you up the ladder instead of bringing you down the ladder and tearing you down by not supporting you, by not showing up to your events, by not, hey, babe, you're doing an excellent job. Keep up the great work. By not getting those things, it causes you to get off path. When you have someone that's over here eating hog head cheese and pig slop, um, turtlenecks and
Yeah.
pig toenails and ankles and all this stuff, and then you over here eating big green salads with juices, nuts, and seeds and stuff, and they over there doing that. That's a big distraction because why? Because a person like me that's well known all over Louisiana for what I'm doing in different parts of the world, it's like people look at me and they be like, "Wait, you doing this? They doing that? Like, how does that work? Like, you don't get
Mm-hmm.
tempted?" I don't get tempted because I'm an old soldier. I've been on this grind for a long time. You can put Popeye's chicken on the back of my tongue and I won't swallow it. That's how disciplined I am.
Yeah, good,
That's
good.
how disciplined I am. And I'm saying that to say that if you want to get out of these types of relationships, for my people that's out there that's dealing with these type of relationships, all you have to do is pray. God is going, you got to be ready though, because when God comes to you, after you pray, he's going to reveal everything to you and it's on you to make the decision. And I'm telling you, when he ain't giving you no ultimatum. He's going to give you the direct answer when you're ready for it. If you say, God, I need you to let me know which direction that I should go. God, I need you to show me which way to go. When you ask God to show you, I promise you, Queen, I promise you, King, he's going to deliver and you have to be ready to make the decisions because the worst thing that you can do is stay in an expired season. Catch that. If you stay in an expired season too long, God is going to whoop you. You want to know what your whooping going to be? Okay, well, I showed you and I told you that this person is not for you. Okay, so you want to hold on to him because you want me to just come down and put a banner up and say, hey, let her go, let him go. That's it. That's enough. That's not for you. No, you want God to do that. No, God is a spirit. And if you're connected to him, if your higher calling is connected, you're going to be able to hear his voice. You're going to be able to discern and know that, listen, this is not it. Because common sense is common sense, Jillian. Think about it. I'm raw vegan. I've been vegan for 19 years. Why would I be with someone that's not on that path? That's silly on my behalf. That's why I said that there's no way that I can be with someone that don't believe like me. Watch this. Do you love God?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my question to you. Do you love God? I'm sure you would say yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this. Why would I be dating someone that don't love God? All I'm saying that to say is the Bible says that how can we walk together unless we agree? If we can't agree, then we can't be. That's just what it is. And so that's the reason why I say I just can't do it. And so for my people again, prayer and fasting is the way and having discernment and be willing to face yourself and face your conditions and your situations in order to make those decisions that it takes to go to the next level. Because if not, you're going to feel guilty. You're going to try to stay in it long. You're going to try to make it work because I was that guy. I was the type of person. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to keep going. And God said, okay, I see you, fool. I see you. Keep being a fool.
It's so true though.
Keep being a fool. And I'm gonna show you. And how I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna make you embarrass yourself because I'm gonna let this thing go so long to where you have no other choice but to be embarrassed. Because when that person mess over you so bad and it's only your fault, then now you're gonna know what God trying to tell you.
You know what? I think for some people out there though, they can still be confused and they can have a hard time understanding what God's trying to tell them and having a hard time listening to their, their heart, their gut, what's right, and just hearing from God. So any advice for how people can connect more and get the answers? Like how do they get the answers? Do you think they have to fast or there's other ways like they can get those answers? Some people say, "Oh, I sit there and I meditate, I do prayer, I don't hear anything." Other people
Yeah.
say they get the answers, like give me the answers.
Yeah. I agree because that is the reality of truth is that some people just still don't have that type of discernment on their own. So I would always say if you don't have that type of discernment on your own, like to be able to discern what God is really saying, excuse me, then what I always learned is that the circle around you makes a difference. So if you have people around you that you trust, people that you have around you that you believe in, that believe in you, I always say first it's got to go through God. And then you have those conversations with the people that's close to you. And I always say, get opinions from people that you believe, like your mom. If it's not your mom, your dad. If it's not your dad, I'm sure you got a best friend. Everyone has someone that they can go to and that they can like really like pour out to. You have to have that person if it's not your mom, if it's not your dad, if it's not your best friend, if it's not your husband, your wife, whoever it may be, it has to be someone that you can rely on and trust to be able to pour out to and be able to ask like, hey man, listen, is it me or is it them? Or is it like, what is it? Like, what do you think I should do? Because it's not easy making these types of decisions in marriages and in relationships because I see it every single day, even in my coaching programs where I help people to heal and help people to go vegan or to be able to heal from high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever. People are in divided houses. And so it's not easy. Like I was on a Zoom call in a business mastermind with Shane the other day, and this lady got on there and she's on her path and she's trying to do her thing, and she's in a divided home, and she was just talking about how her husband or whatever is not on board with her vision and what she's doing, and it's like you can't stop because someone is not on board with your vision. You have to continue to do what's best for you because at the end of the day when God called you home from this earth, he's not going to call you home in pairs. You're going to go home to him in ones. And that means that your soul is going to be one at a time going to heaven or hell. And so you
Mhm.
have to think about your life. You have to think about yourself. And you got to be selfish when it comes down to you and your health because no one else can save you but you besides God because ain't nobody coming to save you. You got high
Yeah.
blood pressure, diabetes, nobody coming to save you. They are not putting in the work for you. You have to get your butt out of your bed every single day and do the work. So my encouragement is to do this for you and to just think about you first because people will try to play on you and try to make you feel guilty and bad about doing things that make you feel better, that makes you happy. And
Mhm.
whatever makes you happy, people, listen, do that. That's the one thing I say. Stick to your guns about what makes you happy and just always make sure that you keep God first and make sure that you don't allow yourself to get caught up into the manipulations of people because people will do that. I'm telling you, they will manipulate you and will make you think that you're crazy. It will make you think that you're weird because you're
Mhm.
different, because you're peculiar. That's that word again. So again, just trust your inner man, right? Pray about it, trust your inner man. And anything that don't feel right, it just ain't right. And that
Mhm.
should just be the telltale.
Yeah, well said. Wow. And you know what? Like the wrong relationship can really destroy you and destroy your life. Like it's really important we're in the right relationship. And I think if your partner is not supporting you and not supportive of your vision, your goals, what you want to do in your life, your path, if you're raw vegan and they're like not supportive of those things, then I think it's not the right relationship, right? That's a pretty
Yeah,
clear giveaway that, and I feel like if we become our best selves in all areas, then we truly attract the relationship that's the best for us if we're our best selves, right?
exactly. I
Yeah.
agree 1000%.
Wow.
And
Well,
that's the one thing that I've learned on this whole journey is just to make sure that the next person that I'm with and people that's around me, they like, man, God is going to send you the person that's going to be just for you and the person that's on this path. And what I'm saying that to say is that I'm confident that the next person that I get, because I've been praying for that person to be just the person for me, the one that will not get tired of me, the one that will be loyal to me, the one that will be able to be submissive, not a slave, submissive as a wife to a husband that's a leader, not one that's trying to crack the whip and slave you out. No, not that type of stuff, but one that will listen to a leader. Do you understand? And so that's what I'm praying for and trusting God for that. And I know it's going to happen, but I'm way too busy at this stage to even be in a relationship because I got so much
Oh,
going on.
well, now it's gonna come. Now that you're in that state, I'm too busy for a relationship. I'm gonna go now. She's coming this week.
Right.
That's when it happens.
That's
When
right.
people are like, I'm not looking for it right now. I'm too busy. When people are out actively looking for the relationship, like heavily, like they really want it, I feel like that's when it just doesn't come, right? I don't know. It's like an
I
energetic
agree.
thing or something. Like it just doesn't come.
I agree.
Yeah, and okay, well, you have been in this health game so long. Back to the health thing for a bit, but well, this all is, but you've been in this health game for a while. You have so much experience with juicing and raw foods. I always love asking people this question, like what are the three greatest things you've learned about health? If you had a legacy to leave behind, like a book with three greatest things you wanted people to know about health, what would those three things be?
That's a great question. Like, so one thing I would like to say is that I've learned on this journey as a top three thing is that true wealth is your health. Like
Mhm.
that's one thing for sure. That's top tier. That's top notch, top shelf. And the reason why I say that is because if you don't have good health, you can have all of the money in the world. You can have all of the best relationships. You can have all of the beautiful honeys that you want for all of my fellas and kings out there. You can have all of the fly whips, all of the big muscles and all this stuff. And if you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. And I'm not talking about just having this basic mindset of health of, oh, let me eat some wild caught salmon and some rice and some beans. No, that top shelf, top tier life, that raw transformation is what we need. And I've learned that because I've been through the sickness. And I've learned that when I was sick, when I was dealing with swelling feet, swelling prostate, I couldn't really see because had a lot of blurred vision a lot of times. I had like when I would go to my doctor's visits and stuff, I would have when they would do my prostate exams, I would have pus coming out of on the examine glass that they was using, etc. Like I don't ever want to go through those things again, and so that let me know then. Well, that let me know now from then that if I don't have good health, I don't have nothing because I had a lot of money. I've made a lot of money in my life. I've worked great jobs. God has always blessed me and provided me to never want for anything because I've always had good jobs. I'm a musician. I've made money playing professionally with bands and gigs and churches and revivals and all kind of stuff. So I've never been one that's like, I hate to say it, been like really like without money or anything like that. So I'm like, I work hard, make a lot of money, but my health ain't good. So I'm saying that to say, like, if you don't have good health, you have nothing. So that's number one for me. True wealth is your health on this health journey. Number two, the next thing that I would say is that would be top is like if you don't have God in your journey, and that should have been number one. That's really number one. I'm sorry, God. Excuse me. That's number one. But I'm just saying now, like if you don't have God on your journey, that what do you have? Because we all are living to be able to see the next life with Him, and we cannot do this lifestyle without Him because it's clear that He's told us in Genesis 1:29, Ezekiel 47:12, and Revelations 22:2, the way of life. People keep arguing about, oh, He said this, He said that. No, what He said is that He never said that you could not live off of animals. He never said that. But what he did say is that you cannot heal off of animals. You get what I'm saying? He says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations and that the fruit shall be for your meat. So that means that when you get sick, you go back to nature. When you get sick, you go into your kitchen and you let it become your pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Pharmacy with an F on it, not a PH, because we ain't talking about big pharma. We talking about the pharma, pharmacy. You get me? And so I'm saying all that to say that you have to have God at the center of your life and everything that you do, and even with health. And He's making it clear that without Him, it's impossible. There's no way that we're going to be able to please God or be able to have a pleasant life without God. And that's the reason why I speak big on God. So number one is God. Number two is understanding that your wealth is your health. And number three, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what number three would be
Well, those ones are
because
pretty
those
good.
two are
Yeah.
top tier for me.
Yeah.
Say that
Yeah.
again.
I love those. Yeah, good answers.
Yeah, those top two are good for me. And number three, okay, I'll use this for number three. For me, for number three would be family. Like make sure that you're impacting your family's life with health because everybody all over the world is cool when you're reaching them, but it doesn't hit like family hit. Whenever you start seeing that your mother and your father is healing from your journey, when you start seeing that your uncles and your aunts and your cousins are healing from your journey, when your best friends are healing from your journey or they're being inspired and encouraged from your journey, that's next level. It's one thing when you get an email from a client or one of your followers that say, "Thank you so much. You helped me to reverse high blood pressure. Thank you so much. You helped me to reverse this." It hits different when your mama say, and she send you a message and a text, and I'm talking about my mom. She say, "Son, you saved my life. You really did." From a person that didn't believe in what I was doing, from a person that turned their nose up to what I was doing all my life, from a person that didn't like the fact that I'm vegan, to send me a message to my phone and say, "Thank you, son, for saving my life. If it wasn't for you besides God, I'd be dead because the doctors said that I should have been dead because I had a fast eating cancer that should have killed me, but something stopped that cancer." What was that something? The juice stopped, the God in me, the knowledge that I've learned all over the years, the expertise that I gained from my journey because I put my mom on nothing but fruits and vegetables. I stopped her from eating trash. I put her on herbs. That's why I say family. Those are the top three things. Make sure that you're impacting your family's life. Because if you're impacting your family life, man, that is next level. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, amazing. Well said. And okay, so the juicing. Take us through for anybody who wants to know a day in the life of juicing for you on the juice cleanse. What does the routine look like? How much are you drinking? Are you making all your juices fresh? What does it look like?
Okay, so every single day, I like to drink 8 32-ounce jars of juice. So first off, shout out to my coach Shane Sterling. That's my brother from another mother. I love you, coach. Giving a shout out to Raw Vegan Rising. They have changed my life, and my life has will never be the same because of them. And he's coaching me, and he's keeping me on track. My coach, Coach Kim, she's amazing as well. Been keeping me on track, and they laid the blueprint out for me. Listen, I've done a 202-day fast of juicing before, and I did it off of hype, and I did it off of just manpower. But now I'm back in my bag, and I'm doing this thing with complete wisdom, experience, knowledge, expertise, and coaching. And so that coaching is next level. So that coaching taught me to make sure that I stay hydrated. And so I'm drinking 8 32-ounce jars of juice every single day. At worst, I'm drinking like 7 jars a day. And at real bad worst, like busy day, like 6 jars a day. And it's amazing. And I'm telling you, I don't get hungry. If I would get hungry, I would just drink juice. That's what you're supposed to do. They say, "What do you do?" "Oh my God, I can't do it. I only lasted a day." How? Like, all you got to do is drink juice. But what if I get hungry? Drink juice. If you get hungry, drink juice. That's all I do. I never get hungry. I'm never starving. I don't think about food. So, yeah.
That's amazing. How long do you think you're going to go on this one?
So, my plan is to really do this to really like get the mucoid plaque out. I never really focused on getting out mucoid plaque. So coach is like, you got to do this if you really want to like level up and really be truly raw vegan. So that's my plan. He set this fire in me years ago when I found him on YouTube, and my life changed then. I knew it was a screenshot moment. If any of you know what I mean, you know what that screenshot moment is. It's like, okay, I see this video, I'm watching it, and this is
Hmm.
transformational. I love this, but it's just not for this appointed time. Screenshot, come back to it years later. Oh, I'm raw vegan now because of that video, because of that moment. And so now that's allowing me to flourish in this moment and be ready for it and not be the person that say, "Oh, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready." Crash, you ain't ready. No, I'm really ready because I've been on the journey and I've been through the wars and I've been through the ups and downs and now I'm here for it. And so, man, this is simply amazing. Every single day I make my juices fresh. So I don't believe in batch juicing like that because me personally, I'm very strict and I like to get the life out of juice. So you will know the difference when you juice right away and drink juice versus juicing and then drinking juice later. It's a total difference. Like the taste is
Massive
different,
difference.
the
I agree.
freshness is different, the enzymes is more fresh.
You
You
can't
don't taste as
compare.
much of the
Hmm.
bitterness. There's no comparison. So I drink my
Hmm.
juice fresh every day. They be like, "Oh my God, I can't do that." I do it, and I got a busy life. I don't make excuses. Stop making excuses. Put in the work. Stop being babies. You gotta want it. Like I do this every day, and I have a busy schedule. I have a full-time job. I'm a musician. I got a business, and I can say this right now because this won't be out until a few weeks from now. So I can say this. I have a new business that I'm launching right now, right? And this business has taken up a lot of my time. So
Hmm.
I have two businesses in under a year. I have a full-time job that is very aggressive and very demanding. And I'm a musician, right? And I do coaching, I do consultations, I do Zoom classes. Do you hear this? I got a lot going on. So guess what? And I still drink my 8 juices every day. And I still juice every day by the day. I get up early in the morning, I make all my juice for that day, and then I run out the door and go to work. And I outwork everybody on my job like I'm eating food. And they be like, "Man, ain't no way you just drinking juice and you out here outworking everybody in the hot sun, picking up heavy tools, and you're not getting sleep. And you coming out here on 2 and 3 hours of sleep every single day." Yes, that's what happens whenever you're having a raw transformation. Now, I will say, I don't advise you to only get 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night. I'm learning now to get more rest, and I've been doing that for the last week, and it has changed my life. Getting 6.5 to 7+ hours of sleep. It's been game changing.
Wow,
Game,
amazing. Wow.
game.
And okay, what would you say has been the best part about being raw? And what's the best part about a juice cleanse?
Okay. Best part about being raw. Now, if you really think about this, when I say this, I think you would agree because you're a beautiful queen, and I know you know what I mean when I say this. When you look at yourself in the mirror, Jillian, the first thing you see is your skin.
Hmm.
Mm. And so, guess what? When you see that beautiful glow up, it's like none other. Like vegan versus raw vegan glow up, next level. It's not even a comparison. When you look in the mirror and you see your hard work, it makes you stay on track. When you look in that mirror and you see that glow up, it makes you say, "Man, I love being raw vegan." When you look in that mirror every single morning and you see no blemishes and you don't see no acne and you don't see all of these big old bumps and pus and all that stuff all over the place, that makes you say, "I love being raw vegan." And that's one of the best things about being raw vegan is understanding the glow up that's happening to your eyes and just your hair, your skin, your nails, your better breathing. Like, I mean, your energy is crazy, man. Like, it's like a solid energy that you don't even realize you have. And it's like you look up and the day is gone by and you've done so many things and you like, I'm still wired up. I'm
Hmm.
12 midnight, still wired up,
Hmm.
like an energizer battery. And so I just really think the glow up is the number one thing for me. Like
I
it's
love
next level.
that. Well said. Yeah, and same with the juicing too. The juicing glow up too. It's just like next level. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sorry, the other part of your question, what was it?
Well, I asked the best part with juicing and raw, like the
Okay.
two, because they're kind of
All right.
different.
So what the juicing, the best part of the juicing cleanse you're saying, or the juice
Hmm.
fast?
Hmm. Hmm.
The best part, I'll tell you this. the best part for me, because of my journey, and this is just personally me, the best part for me has been just creating that consistency again and lighting that fire back to be able to realize that I love this life, I love this journey.
Mhm.
Because before I went through relationship issues and I was in depression and quit. I literally quit. I'm just being honest. And I'm not a quitter. And I will admit and say that I actually quit. I quit on my audience. I quit on my people. I quit on God. And that's not cool. And I literally let a lot of people down because so many people believe in me here, especially in Louisiana. I have a lot of people that follow me, but a lot of people in Louisiana specifically, because this is home for me, they believe in me. And I let them down because when you're leading, you can't I'm not saying that you need to be fake because I'm never going to be fake. But what I'm saying is you have to lead people. You can't leave people. Lead, not leave. Because once you lead people, then that mess up your witness. So the consistency for me on this juicing fast has been the one thing that has been the best thing for me because it made me realize who I really am. And it made me realize that I love this journey. And it made me realize how much I missed this journey and how much I really enjoy impacting other people's lives by them seeing my consistency because I'm only speaking to you what I see the people say back to me. So that's the reason why it's the best part of this journey. Because every day I load up on Facebook, every day I load up on TikTok, every day I load up on IG. Every time I put these pictures up and people see me with the juices lined out, and they be like, oh my God, you are so consistent. Oh my God, I love your consistency. Oh my God, you show up every single day. This is simply amazing. This is just game changing. Like, how do you continue to do this every single day? How do you continue to be so consistent? So, consistency for me has been the best part of this juicing journey. And I know some might be like, okay, you didn't have a favorite recipe. Yes, I did. But the consistency is the one thing for me. And for that purpose, me bringing it up, I'll just say one of my best recipes because I've been on a specific menu of juices because my coach put me on citrus juices and green juices. So
Mhm.
my favorite juice that I've drunk so far for the 49 days is, believe it or not, it's just simple. I believe in simplicity because when we make things too difficult, that's where we get off track.
Yeah.
It's simple for me. I liked the pineapple juice with the skin, with the mint, and that's it. It's just that
Wow.
simple.
That sounds
Pineapple
good.
skin with mint, game changing.
Mint
When I
is
tell
so
you,
good in juices. Watermelon mint is one of my favorites, and honeydew mint. It's so underrated. Mint is so delicious and just does so much for us. Well, this has been amazing. You've done so much for us today. Thanks for coming on. You've just shared so much wisdom. I could talk to you all day. Is there anything else you want to share with my viewers about your journey with raw foods, juicing, or anything at all that comes to mind? And also let everybody know where they can find you so they can go follow.
okay, y'all. So I'll say this to all my people that are willing to love themselves because the main thing you want to do is learn how to love yourself. And how you love yourself is treating yourself with royalty. And that royalty is a raw transformation. I urge you, I challenge you to get on this raw transformation. What is a raw transformation, Juice Doc? A raw transformation is a love series. What it is, it means that you love yourself on a level that you respect yourself, you love yourself on a level where you want to heal yourself, right? And so that means that now I'm about to level up. And so that means that I'm about to be on a top shelf, top tier lifestyle, right? A raw vegan transformation. So if you really want to really heal your body, if you really, really want to heal your life, if you want to get rid of the generational curses, if you want to get rid of the
Mhm.
soul ties, that's something that we don't talk about. If we want to get rid of the toxemia, the poisons, the molds, the fungus, the yeast, the bacteria overgrowth, the lupus, the MS, the Crohn's, the diverticulitis, the diabetes, all of those types of things, get you a raw transformation. I challenge you because raw vegan will change your life. Not vegan. Vegan is cool. That's a transition. But raw vegan is a transformation. And I urge you guys to get on this raw vegan lifestyle because it's going to change your life for the rest of your life. It's not a disease coming to man that cannot be healed when you go God's way. And God's way is the only way. When you go raw vegan, your whole life change, your skin change, your breathing change, right? Your eyes going to change. Your health condition will change for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go vegan. Go raw vegan. You can transition from vegan, from sad diet to sad vegan diet, because that's all vegan is. It's just a sad diet 2.0, like Bobby Smith said, because people are looking for ways to keep doing bad behaviors with a title that says I'm doing it better. People
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, I'm gonna go vegan." Yeah, you're gonna go vegan and eat all of the vegan trash. You're gonna be vegan keto. Basically, you're gonna be doing the keto diet, but vegan. And which I'm meaning when I say that is that you're going to be doing dirty keto, dirty vegan. Same thing. What's the difference? You're doing a trash diet, but it has a name on it, right? So if you're gonna put a name on it, put raw vegan on it. It's okay. So where to find me? You can find me on TikTok at Marcus Juice Doc Hart. You can find me on Facebook. That's mainly where I'm at, y'all, because that's where I started, and I have majority of my following there. You can find me there at Marcus Juice Doc Hart. And also you can find me on IG at Marcus Juice Doc Hart. I have a YouTube as well, and thanks to Jillian, you're going to kickstart my YouTube off once we get done with all of this, because I have a YouTube but I don't really use it. I haven't used it in years because I had kind of like got frustrated with trying to grow it, and I stuck with Facebook because that's where most of the people knew me at. And you know how it is, what works, you start getting caught up into doing that, and then the weaknesses you don't work on. So I'm now working on those weaknesses of building the platforms that really I'm not that big on. Like for instance, IG, I'm starting to go live over there more now, and starting to build that up. And TikTok is kind of weird for me. I don't really know about TikTok. It's kind of one of them things. So, but you guys can find me there. And again, I thank you so much, Jillian, for this opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to come on your channel. This has been a pleasure. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. And I pray that we have another opportunity once again in the future, because you are an incredible being. I didn't even know who you were. And then when I figured out who you were, I was like, and one of my students, and I'm done. One of my clients, I call them students. One of my clients, I talked to her before my break, and I was telling her, I'm like, okay, I'm putting you on a detax program, and so I'm going to be away. So if you need to contact me, you're going to have to contact my assistant, and she'll give you instructions on what to do while I'm away. And I say, and I have a big interview coming up uh, with this lady. I was like, I didn't know who this lady was. And I'm like, okay. And I looked her up and I'm like, whoa, she's big. And she was like, who is she? And I told her, she said, oh my God, Jillian, baby, I
Aw, I
love
love
her
it.
to death. Oh my God. She's like, you know what's crazy? I was like, what? She's like, I actually was about to reach out to her to tell her that she needs to interview you. I was like, wow, amazing.
Wow. Meant to
Oh
be. I
God.
love it. Well, you're doing so much good in the world, and I'm just so happy. I feel like you're on the right path, and good job getting out of relationships that weren't aligned with you and staying on track just with what feels true to you, because that's what's most
Yeah.
important in this life, right? And following God and being a good person. And so thank you for being you, and thank you for coming on, sharing everything. I think you're amazing. You're so good with words. This was an awesome talk, and we'll definitely have you back in the future. And there's
Thank
so
you.
much in store. So for sure. And everybody go follow Marcus, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos like this one. And I will put two of my favorite podcasts on the screen right now. Go make a juice, watch those. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.